you guys have made the request, so I will make the delivery. Let's take a look at Ethereum and see what is going on here. Now, if you've been following along for a while, you know all the buys, you know all the sells, you know all the targets, right? And you know that we had a target for our breakout from this buy down here at 1775 between 3,000 to 3,100. And somebody was like, well, Nick, it hit your 3,000 to 3,100 target. Why didn't we drop? What happened? Well, we did drop. We had a 5% correction here and consolidated for 5 days. Now, that isn't a massive correction by any means, but we stalled right at the target level, created a bull flag, and now we have completed this bull flag move up here to 34.28, and we are cooling down. Now, if we were going to continue to cool down, there's going to be massive support right around $3,100, and that is where, if we can get any kind of reset on any indicator, you probably want to get long Ethereum because the writing is on the wall. The Ethereum strategic reserve is heating up. Companies are buying Ethereum. ETFs are buying Ethereum, and next, retail will be buying Ethereum. So that is what I'm looking for. If we come down to 3,100, that is a nice, juicy, easy, fluffy buy opportunity, but we know that doesn't often happen. So let's come up here and see what else is possible. I've had this line here with this target for a very long time, and it's at $4,235. Yes, that would be new cycle highs for Ethereum. Not new all-time highs, but new cycle highs for Ethereum, which would generate massive momentum, as you would have a massive gap up into new all-time highs, and then above that, blue skies, baby, to 5 digits Ethereum. Yes, 10,000 Ethereum. Now, what's interesting about this is I saw this potentially inverse head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we broke out and we're showing acceleration. So I was like, okay, what would be the measured move of this inverse head and shoulders? And that measured move would be this green arrow right into this box of $4,073 up to $4,350. And that is interesting because now we have confluence between an inverse head and shoulder target and this line, that target that I've had here for a very long time. And you can see previous targets based on bull flags have worked out very well. So will Nickstradamus strike again? We shall see. Now, what can we do here? Obviously, you can hopefully get the fluffy, nice, juicy entry back down to around $3,100. But if that doesn't happen, what is kind of the long-term objective, the long-term possibilities of Ethereum this cycle? That's where I came over to the ETH BTC pair. And I looked, we go out to the daily here, that from the 2019 low to the 2021 high for Ethereum versus BTC ratio, there was a 428% gain. This is when everybody said Ethereum was dead, and this is when altcoins made us all filthy rich. Well, if you come over here to the low of 2025, this is where everybody said Ethereum was dead, and now everybody's getting excited on Ethereum, but look how much more growth you could have. If we pulled it up to 426% to kind of mirror the previous cycle, that would be another 234% gains from here on the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair. And if we're looking at Bitcoin at $118,000, and I'm predicting $244,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025, which is about a 2x. And you have about a 3.3x here that Ethereum will do over Bitcoin. That means that Ethereum, if I'm correct on Bitcoin projections, Ethereum has another 6.6x in the tank. If we look at the current Ethereum price of $3,343, 343 times the 6.6 that I think it still has in the tank. Remember, we're looking at the ETH BTC ratio. It has another 230% gain, which is a 3.3x. And I also think Bitcoin can do a 2x. So either 2x of Bitcoin times 3.3x of the ETH BTC dominance gets you the 6.6x prediction. That gives you a price of Ethereum of $22,063.80. So I don't know what you want to do in the short term right here at 3,333. That is good luck. That is an omen right there. But I'll tell you, massive support at 3,100. Next objective, 4,235. And if Bitcoin does what I think it's going to do, Ethereum to $22,000? That would be pretty wild. How else have we been playing Ethereum? Coinbase has massive exposure to Ethereum. We've traded that very well. SBET, Sharplink Gaming, the largest Ethereum holder, the first mover for the Ethereum strategic reserve narrative, and it is doing extremely well. We're in it sub $10. It is $37 as we speak. It will be over $100 per share. And of course, we are by proxy getting onto what is poised to be the number one layer one solution in crypto this cycle, That's Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain owns $166,000 ETH in the Sacrifice wallet. Pulse Chain has LP bonding with Ethereum. Pulse Chain, I think, will do very well if Ethereum does well. So yes, I'm rooting for Ethereum to do well here. So that is food for thought, guys. Keep an eye on Coinbase, SBET, Ethereum, Pulse Chain if you want to really be a little bit of a degen, and $22,000 ETH. Never thought I would say that. Peace.